Hello. Welcome to the video demonstration of the IKT-BT framework for knowledge sharing in multi-robot systems. Multi-robot systems require reliable knowledge and information semantics for robustness. The quality and modality of communication have a significant impact on coordination, distributed decision-making, and scalability. In order to ensure effective communication in multi-robot systems, communication-aware algorithms and knowledge-sharing strategies are crucial. Commonly, multi-agent and multi-robot systems rely on direct communication for information exchange. However, in large groups, direct communication may cause disruptions, signal fading, high latency, and reduced bandwidth, affecting synchronicity and message frequencies. This is where indirect communication modes come into play. Indirect communication modes, such as environment manipulation and eavesdropping, can reduce interactions, communication interference, bandwidth bottlenecks, and latency. This can also facilitate decision-making by eliminating the need for one-to-one correspondence. In summary, reliable knowledge and information semantics are crucial for robust multi-robot systems. Effective communication requires communication-aware algorithms and knowledge-sharing strategies. While direct communication is commonly used for information exchange, indirect communication modes, such as environment manipulation and eavesdropping, can reduce interactions, communication interference, bandwidth bottlenecks, and latency, leading to better communication and improved performance. In this work, we introduce an indirect communication strategy for knowledge acquisition and storage in multi-robot systems called indirect knowledge transfer using behavior trees, IKT-BT. To optimize knowledge utilization, we also propose a memory buffer strategy that prioritizes messages and ensures selective knowledge utilization among the robots. We present a theoretical analysis of the eavesdropping and memory buffer strategies to evaluate their effectiveness in facilitating knowledge transfer and utilization. To demonstrate the applicability of the IKT-BT framework, we have conducted experiments on a search and rescue simulation, showcasing the potential of this approach in enhancing knowledge transfer and utilization in multi-robot and multi-agent systems. Here is an overview of the IKT-BT framework. The framework comprises of two direct modalities, namely query response action and query response update, followed by two indirect modalities, eavesdrop-update and eavesdrop-buffer-update. In the query response action mechanism, robots query unknown conditions and perform actions on the obtained responses. In the query response update process, the obtained responses are utilized for updating the robot's knowledge represented as behavior trees, in addition to performing those actions. In the eavesdrop-update process, the robots eavesdrop on ongoing direct communication between other robots and use that information to update their knowledge in behavior trees. Finally, in eavesdrop-buffer-update, the eavesdrop knowledge is first stored in a buffer and retrieved only when the robot faces an unknown condition. The messages in this buffer are timed, that are forgotten over time. A generic IKT-BT structure has control and modality subtrees running in parallel as shown here. A control subtree has critical subtrees to the extreme left followed by knowledge subtrees and fallback subtrees. Knowledge subtrees are further divided into common knowledge that is common across all the group members, prior knowledge that is exclusive to the robot and a new knowledge placeholder. The new knowledge placeholder is updated by the modality subtrees with a new knowledge that is received through the direct or indirect communication. In this slide, we present different behavior trees that can be substituted for modality subtree in the generic IKT-BT. The query response update behavior tree checks if the current state is known and broadcasts a query. Upon receiving a response from another robot, this knowledge is either executed immediately or the knowledge is updated through the update process. The eavesdrop-update involves the regular query response update process, but in addition to it, it also carries out eavesdropping in parallel, where the robot records messages being exchanged between other robots. Finally, the eavesdrop-buffer-update is similar to eavesdrop-update, but the messages are first stored in a message buffer and utilized only when an unknown condition sequence is encountered. We test the IKT-BT framework on a search and rescue simulation with randomly distributed color targets, static obstacles, and 4 collection zones. Robots and targets are initialized at random locations in the search space, and the goal is to move the colored targets to their corresponding collection zones. This is the robot architecture designed for the search and rescue problem. The robots in this architecture are equipped with sensors to detect targets and potential collisions, and estimate their position and pose with respect to a global reference. Additionally, they can correspond and eavesdrop on their neighbors within a fixed range. These robots are designed to move omnidirectionally and are capable of picking and placing targets. The control actions are sent to an action manager, which is determined by a live behavior tree from the state information recorded by a state manager. This is a close-up snapshot of a simulation showing robots in various states, various colored targets, obstacles, and collection zones. A robot can be in one of the query, response, eavesdrop, target carry, random walk or collision avoidance states.
In this simulation, we use 5 multi-target robots colored in red and 1 ignorant robot colored in blue. A multi-target robot has knowledge about all the targets, and an ignorant robot has no knowledge about any of the targets. Hence an ignorant robot should broadcast a query whenever a new target is encountered. The control behavior tree of the ignorant robot is shown in the inset. In the simulation, as the ignorant robot encounters the yellow target, it broadcasts a query as it is an unknown condition. A robot in its range stops and responds by transferring the subtree encoded as a string BT. Once the transfer is complete, the control BT of the ignorant robot is updated with the new knowledge, and the robot carries out its associated response actions. The updation of the control behavior tree with the new acquired knowledge can be seen in the live control BT in the inset. Here is another example of query response update action, with the live control BT shown in inset for one of the robots.
In this video, we demonstrate the eavesdrop update process. The search space shows 1 multi-target robot, 3 regular robots, and 1 red target. A multi-target robot has knowledge of all the targets, as can be seen in the knowledge part of the behavior tree. An ignorant robot has no knowledge about the target as seen in the behavior tree. In this scenario, there are 3 ignorant robots and 1 multi-target robot. All the ignorant robots at this point has no knowledge. As one of the ignorant robots encountered a target, it entered the query response update state. While the robot's query is being addressed by the multi-target robot that has knowledge of the target type, it can be observed that another ignorant robot that is also within this range is eavesdropping. Eventually, this knowledge that is being shared with the first ignorant robot is obtained by the second one through the eavesdrop update process. It can be seen that the second ignorant robot acquired the target and moved it to the collection zone. Similarly, in the eavesdrop-buffer-update process, the updation of the behavior tree is not carried out immediately but is done only after the robot encounters a target. Till then, the knowledge is stored in a message buffer. Here is a sample instance of SAR simulation. The Search and Rescue Simulator, which demonstrates the IKT-BT framework, is available for download from this GitHub link. We have also provided comprehensive instructions for using the latest release of the simulator. Please note that the current release is only compatible with Windows PCs, and we highly recommend running the simulation software on a PC with dedicated GPUs and high single-core speeds to ensure optimal performance. The simulator's front screen provides options for inputting various parameters necessary for running the search and rescue simulations using the IKT-BT framework. Users can choose the types and numbers of targets, toggle the presence of obstacles in the search space, and select the scenario type to simulate. Additionally, users can select robot combinations, such as ignorant, multi-target, or target-specific robots, and set the robot communication ranges. Users can also specify the number of trials to run, select an option to run the simulation trials in parallel, and choose the simulation stopping criterion as number of iterations or as a percentage of targets collected. The simulator also offers various data-saving options. The simulator also provides users with the ability to pause and unpause simulations and stop simulations across all parallel instances.
This is the simulation screen of an active simulation instance. The left half of the screen displays live simulations of the search space, showcasing various targets and obstacles, and the interactions between the different robots. The right half of the screen provides corresponding live simulation data.
For more insights and results, please refer to our research article on IKT-BT, a behavior tree framework for knowledge sharing in multi-robot systems through communication eavesdropping.
Thank you.